See, this is why I want this one. I got it literally 10 minutes ago. I went down to the bottom floor and got it. Of course, not in time to get it going. So I have it, and I got a fluffy thing for it. I think that was supposed to be pinker. Hmm, it's okay. Well, this is salmon. This isn't necessarily pink, but bitch moan, bitch moan. I'd rather have it than forget about it. So, yes. Thank you. Yeah, I guess my brain was going, we're on the other one already, so I hadn't even turned this one on as usual. So, yeah, so where was I? Natalie's already still on, uh, talking to the good father. Um, I dried my hair and it fluffed out already. It's so bizarre. I even curled these under and it's fluffing out already. Um, yeah, yeah, if I'm, yeah, we got, because it's the one that Charlotte Dobre used to use when she was the Yeti Blue, right? Something like that. And I looked at her and I was like, that sounds good. And then I looked it all up and spent a couple of days like thinking, do I really want this or do I really don't want this? Or, that's what my Wegovy does. I don't eat and I really contemplate something I want to buy. That's no fun. No, I actually got the little serotonin thrill from this. I'm excited about this. So, yeah, I have to try it later. I can't take it with me to club tonight. So the thing, so yeah, I was watching her while I was doing my hair and getting dressed because, of course, Cheryl and Marilyn, their live kept me from going to the shower. That's as bad as your cat sitting on your lap, um, which Supermodel does to Papa Cat. She's in her box. She actually jumped from the chair, no, floor to her box. So Miss Thing acting like she's too old to do things is rather annoying. So yeah, this should be the last day here. We'll see. Um, the protest and then the fair yesterday, yeah, I was really beat by the time I got home. I had talked to somebody from the minute we got in line. We saw someone we knew and got in line with them, yacked all the way up, learned a new conspiracy theory, which I'm gonna actually text her and go, I've got a political channel. Um, then talk to two of the vendors that I get along with really well. There's one, he actually calls himself American Indian. He's an older guy. He goes down to his um, reservation occasionally to get some healing done and stuff, and he's really cool and um, treats me like a brat. It's so funny. Somebody's because it's a whole big jewelry display, which I got a pin from that I actually paid for. He's the one who gave me my uh the enamel silver spray that I use as a and he gave me another one. It was like this time I'm like, I need to buy something from him. So I was like, I looked around for a long time and he told me to move, which looked at him funny and he goes, oh, I know, I've known her forever. I can tell her to do that. So, and then there was somebody there wanting to buy a compass that was broken and probably would never be fixed. And it was like an old square gold one with a compass on the inside. And I'm like, you want it. She's like, yeah, but it can't be fixed. And I was like, because I thought it was a watch. And I said there was a watch guy here in Alameda. Am I dropping out? Hello, Adam. It could be us. Even though I didn't get any kind of warning for once. I need to move. Um, I actually you moved my picture over to put my chat here. Oop, top chat again. Didn't you say that, Adam, somewhere else? Like the top chat, the scurvy of top chat or something? Oh, oh, okay. So it's us glitching the YouTube app, which means you have to restart it. How's that for an explanation? So, yeah, so I talked to him for a while and hung around. And she, of course, she bought the compass and she's like, "What would I do with a broken compass?" And I'm like, "That'll just prove that you are where you want to be." She loved that. You love that. Like, and he bought the compass. So, oh, yeah, the wireless mic has heavy noise cancellation. That's why I'm not a big fan of it. This one that I just got right before I got on, so I didn't have time to play with it. Um, its noise cancellation is heavy, but it's not heavy on me because it's the same one KA has. Okay. Like I said, corrupt Marin and Old Western Town. Yes. I can't believe, remember who you said that? Was that this morning? It was just funny. I was like, oh, I know what he's talking about. So no, in the beginning, I was paying attention to my phone because it was my manicurist. She had accidentally scheduled me for a week before because I'm doing these 3 weeks out now. The one advantage of getting old is that things are slowing down. I used to have to do them every 2 weeks because you could tell they icky. Anyway. Uh, okay. Oh, helping a friend up north. Cricket. Yes, dear. Tell her I said hi. Yeah, the antique fair kicked our butts and didn't realize I was missing you till like 7:30. We were watching something. I think we were watching cop videos. And I looked up at the clock and I went, no. And then later I was like, we could have been the third Minnesota goodbye. Yeah, so I went from my jewelry guide to the person I talk to all the time when I'm there. She's older. She grew up in Oakland. She's great. They had uh, a shop on in Alameda, and her and I just clicked immediately. So I go over to talk to her because her husband had some coronation, like it was a coronation book by the London Times because I bought the Diana book. I have a Diana like binder. It's really cool. So he was like, we came by when she was not there, and I was like, he's like, you gotta see these when you come back. And I'm like, okay. So we came back, hung around with her for like an hour. And then by the time we got home, because it was rather warm in the car, and I even turned on the air conditioner, which I haven't done in this house yet. I was like, no, think hard. Thinking is hard. So, okay, no problem, Kay. So, yeah, I know. I was bummed. I was like, you lasted forever, and I wasn't there. I'm like, "Ah, I missed you too." So, but yeah, I have no choice but to think about you all the time that I'm like using this now. I hope you're happy. I don't have it tightened now. It should be fine now. I don't know how to. It's gonna be me and Papa Cat, him on the headset, and I'm gonna be like, putting test, and everybody's gonna come and visit. Ah, da. I was reading a paper yesterday back to the channel roots. I was three goodbyes late. I was so busy reading I was goodbyes. Okay. We're even. Oh, that's weird. The color on my teeth is very strange. I'm using a pen, but mm. Coronation, the ceremony that makes no sense by Wasa going on. I want to use, if I was young, my friend used the Frank Drachman when a cop pulled us over once. It's like, I would love to put the Wasa going on here. If I was young. Because, my generation is the generation of the stupid names. So it's like, very possible. That could be a real name. Um, yeah, she's a millennial, and even the goddaughter has a very funny spelled name because her mother, I think, was on anesthesia when she wrote down her name. So it's nothing. It's her name, but it's not spelled that way. So I think we were the funny names and we caused the funny names. All I have to say. Ah. So let's see. I actually covered my um broken compass immediately. I had it down on the list. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use because I use these notes for home, and I'm gonna have to use where is it? I thought I left it here. Oh, these notes for in the field. So after I get off of here, I will go to this book so I can put notes down because I think notes help. Even though I'm pretty good on improv on in San Francisco. So let's see. Okay. Somebody. Ah, okay. I was like, I don't have my phone on, but it was like Mondays are usually when I really pay attention to it because that's when at least two people are coming saying, hi. My favorite name is KMNOP. KMNOP. I know KMFDM, but I don't know what that means. Hi, good vibes. So yes, first thing I did was my compass, and it was the second thing that I put down. Ah, and I just found out from Natalie, lower conditions. People that you don't recognize that come and do things. I think that one guy in the black leather jacket that used to like be around there a while was on lowers. That's the slang for it. So, because remember, he was always grumpy and he even said, I hate you when I got near him once when he was handing out um, flyers. And I was like, that's okay. Like, you can hate me. I'm cool with that. KMNOP equals no L equals no L. Okay, Adam. You're reminding me of something else I learned yesterday or today. Idiosyncratic knowledge. I'm reading a book. Weirdly enough, it's a self-help book about habits, but it reads like a scientific journal paper. So one of the things today was idiosyncratic knowledge. So um, Adam, me, KA, Papa Cat, it's like idiosyncratic knowledge is we know what's going on and it makes us sound really smart, but we may not know of anything else. Um, I would say my brother would be the king of idiosyncratic knowledge because he could do whatever he do, engineer boy from top level, and could not do the tax on check. So that's why it's like, ooh, I remember that one. I was reading it and I was like, I need to write that one down. So um, that's my favorite phrase now. I wonder how many times I get to use it today. There's one of the cop shows that we watch. When someone repeats something, they keep like in the subtitles, they keep like why are you doing this? One, two, three, four. And it's like tonight in my head, I'm gonna go, how many times am I using this? One, two, three. What's the book? Habits. It's in the other room. I'll bring it with me tomorrow. I'll go get it and bring it with me. Actually, no, it's a Kindle book. Ooh, I wonder. Is this on? Oh, I don't have the 13-inch one plugged in. Where is it? There's a thingy. There we go. Now, I got this to work. Oh, it may be dead already. So of course it needs to be plugged in. And it's ancient, so probably has no battery whatsoever. Ooh, it's working. Kickstarter. God knows when. So it's a Kindle book. So I need to go find it. Um, why are you arresting me times five? Right. Just it'll bounce up 5, 6, 7. There was one person that can't think it was like, I want my mom, and it was like 30, 31, 32. It was like, holy crap, people. Let's see. The keyboard. I wanted it should be, oh, I moved everything to the Firefox. I use Firefox. I've used it for centuries, ever since, God, who did I use before? They were tech browsers. So I can't remember what the old one was, but the new one was Firefox. So I use Firefox, and they just introduced the side like page display thing, and it's like I took it off the other computer I put it on, the one I'm taking tonight, but I put it on here and didn't take it off. So, whee! Because it should show, but it's not. Hmm. This is also why I want to get out. It's like I get distracted by things. I don't have the television on anymore, but I get distracted and do something else, which I don't find very much fun. It's not my thing. Let's see. And when I'm agreeing with the AI people, they were talking today because, of course, they were talking about Elon Antoinette's like saying that he liked free trade and wasn't into the tariffs. And where was I going with that? I have no clue. Oh, AI, right. Okay. How they were saying that AI, yeah, it's not going to be as crazy as we think it will be because we do need people to regulate it. And it's like, yeah, duh. I knew that. Not that anybody will listen, but, and I put all my Kindle on my computer, but of course I haven't been able to get around to, Cat, do you have your, bish on a different word? Because it popped up and said I can't answer that. That was from your room. They didn't do the, we're gonna record you forever thing. I couldn't take it, and I looked it up because I was just like, I had gotten way too used to being connected in the tech world, and I haven't gone online to figure out how to make the bishes, that's what I call them, because someone's got that wake up word somewhere, um, to get the bishes to be autonomous in the house without screwing them up. So I figure one of these days I'll go looking when I don't have some dragons to play with. Oh, this is so weird. It's not even my Kindle book thing. Oh well, maybe I'll find it later. So, this hit my. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna practice with it right here, right now, because I just hit it. And yeah, I'd like it this way or this way? This way. I've got to pick an angle finally, instead of being full face on me, um, when I'm home. So, let's see. Lower conditions. I'm trying to think who else I saw the time the girl got hit. There were two guys there that were in their cities and I didn't recognize them, so they might have been two. So I have to keep an eye out for people now, since I know what that means. So, or what people I don't recognize that are in their civics, their regular clothes, that they could be out there for a reason. So I would just want to push that out because it's like, hi D, um, I would like to be able to talk to them, and if they're in their lowers already, it shouldn't be that much of a big deal to like at least listen to me. So Kindle evoking a fire motif for books is a little weird. What? Don't tell me they're doing that. I usually stick to a book until I'm done on my Kindle. So yes, I did get a Kindle. Oh. But I also do have a Kobo because I thought they were going to pull that um the Kindle thing. There was another reason like 4 or 5 months ago, and I got the Kobo then. So it's like that's why I was trying to change everything that anyway. Libby book reader is facing trouble due to public library cuts. Oh God, you're kidding. Classic. And you can't donate to a library in your city to support their lending, their e-lending. Like I'm amazed now. Hmm. I knew it was going to be a busy day in my head. Like I said, in my head. Oh, because we have to take the girls to go get their physicals at 5:15, I think it is, or 5:25. All I know is that Papa Cat's going to be here at 5, and then we'll shuttle the girls in their carriers, and then we'll go. The carriers are the coolest thing on the earth because they are Hello Kitty carriers that got a long time ago and they're still in good shape. I'm going to be so unhappy when they break. Actually, no. I think when they break, I'll go on the Real and get me some Louis carrier. I've always liked Louis luggage. So that isn't different. That is not me being a luxury brat. I've always wanted Louis luggage ever since I saw High Anxiety when I was 10 because Madeline Kahn has the silk suit and the car. It just doesn't have the LV on it. And then she has the teddy bear with its little pajamas that are the same motif. And then it was like, okay, then I started finding them in old movies. And then it was like, I want a trunk. I passed on a Cunard Lines trunk last year at the White Elephant sale, which is what Oakland Museum puts on. Um, I should have bought it and I didn't because it wasn't the right color and I knew that Papa Cat wouldn't like it. 23 years and we still think about each other that way. That's some creepy stuff. I'm sorry. Room raid from whom, Bob? Hi, Bob. Given the market 10 more down days and we're going to see major changes on the national scene. I want to know when the oligarchs are going to come out and go, I like my money, because they've all already lost 10 billion? Well, I've seen the regular guy because I watched, everything in the morning, say that he's already lost what, $10,000 on his IRA and he can't do that. And it's like that's what people should be paying attention to is that people who lose $10,000 on their 401k, I'm sorry, on their 401k, and it means something to them. That's when it should freaking matter. And that's when these guys should like realize that if we lose money, we're not buying their things or using their products or we're unsubscribing to, what they have. Um, and that's something they do have to worry about because welcome to Bob's room. Because they're not going to have any money because somebody has a $70 million second wedding. He better like enjoy it because it may be the last time he gets to spend that much money on something stupid. Second wedding. I think for both of them. My second wedding was at City Hall, but so was my first. Don't ever elope, you'll regret it. So at least I'm playing with it. I have to learn not to touch it. I'll get Papa Cat to get it running this evening before we leave, if we have time. Hopefully, it won't take very long in the uh at the vet. So it has a thingy like it'll move and it won't. So yeah, no, that's the economic idea I've had in my head. It's like you really haven't looked at the long haul on this, right? Um, this, yeah, I know. Yes, D. So much for all that winning. Yep. I figured I could talk about him here because it's a cult. And I can talk about cults and whatever darn well I feel like on Club Brain Fog. It's wasn't started for the cult, it was started for my brain fog for real. So I got this on Amazon and I sort of regretted it. Or no, I didn't want to do it. So it took me a couple of days to order it. Um, but I figure with my old like lifeline to Amazon, I've taught Popacat how to use brand websites. And you really didn't get anything out of being oh, was it Amazon Prime like you used to? Because everything will be free, everything will be 2 days, da 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 da. And it's like that's getting a little rare. So ordering from the website, the brand reps website, and the brand websites realize too that yeah, you're ordering from us, we'll give you a cut rate on the shipping. So it's better that way. I just did it through that because figured technology would take longer. That and ordering from a brand website right now might not be a great thing. I judge it by when I'll get it. This said I can get it tomorrow, and that was yesterday. So this means it was in the warehouse already and not under tariffs. So that's what I want to do. It's like I want to go to Daiso before they start charging more. So sunk cost fallacy is a big thing. Sunk cost fallacy. I don't know that one. See? See? It sucks having be able to look stuff up here. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it, even when it is clear that abandonment would be more beneficial. That? Yep, that's right. Perfect. It's um it's sort of like also what fear of losing out, FAFO, fallow. I don't know. I used to abbreviate everything when I was younger and I drove people crazy. Now the world is nothing but abbreviations. And I think I've like programmed my own head not to do that because my friends would just be like, would you just say the whole word? You talk fast enough. Why don't you just say the whole word? So it's like I have to literally try to get the brain to go, okay, we're going to do abbreviations again. Oh, see, people don't want to be wrong. I know. I don't know what it takes to be wrong. Compassion? I mean, I know I was wrong for not putting a lot more energy into doing what I was doing and maybe calling my family who probably voted for him. Um, I'm wrong about that. It's like being wrong, it's not bad. In a weird way, a lot of people appreciate you being wrong because then you can show that you have like not a weakness, but you have a um bend in your own self-righteousness because we all act that way. I know everything is, what I say, blah, blah, blah. And the joke, I think it's even still in my description, is um, my friends say I don't know too much, just enough. So idiosyncratic knowledge too. So it's like, well, yeah, we're also being programmed to be alpha male, even the women. And it doesn't work that way. Alpha male's a weird concept anyway. It's just, hi, never in Aaron. Top Chat is the devil, yes. Yeah. Papa Cat got some undies and socks from Hanes. That's why I just say the brand site. And he was very excited about it because he didn't do that. He went from, department store to Amazon. And so it was like, he asked me, what do I do if I can't get it from Amazon? And I'm like, go to the brand name website. And he's like, and I'm sure everybody is doing that because they did the same thing. They went from department store to Amazon. So, once he did it, he was like, it worked. And I'm like, now if we can just convince everybody else to do it because the brand names are offering shipping, deals and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was like I so wanted to go around and go, Papa Cat was very, happy he got to order off of Hanes. And then I was like, wait a minute, that's undies. Are we allowed to talk about undies like with the bullhorn? So I just say brand name website. Thank you, Dee. Yes, KA has exact same microphone. I think she might have the exact same foofy thing on the end too. I wanted a foofy thing. Let's see. We have some repairs needed on the car, so hubby asked the shop to order the parts now, even though the repair is booked for later this month. Actually, that's good because if it comes from uh back where, because I'm sure they're trying to keep the tariff away as possible, so they're probably trying to use a grandfather that if it's in our warehouse, we can, do this. Um, because it'll take that long. Remember, yours took forever to get to frickin' Australia from here. So I wouldn't be surprised. There have been times that I've waited for things for like 2 months from Japan. Now it'll probably be 4. So let's see, everybody saying hi. And if you're less wrong, maybe the bacillus won't eat you. Idiosyncratic knowledge. Oh, okay. Uh, WhatsApp for the commune. I was like, one of the person's garage doors are open. Somebody actually, we try, we may not like each other, but we try. Somebody actually did the hit the garage door and run for the out and got it because it's the you come inside the house one day because we do have people that take things. And I looked at it and it said another address and I'm like, that's not my address. Or no, I didn't open the garage door. Things like that. Oh, no. It was one of these weekends, I guess. This I lost for like 3 hours. It was in front of the computer in the bathroom because I was taking notes. Since I didn't do brain fog yesterday, I didn't have it with me, so I couldn't find it. But since I have tons of paper, it's my fetish. It's like, no, I don't have some weird leather fetish. I have a paper fetish. I could write things down on another notepad. So Valley Floor. I, Clark. In Stratford upon Avon, Shakespeare saw in a shop window a most beautiful pair of shoes that he couldn't afford last with otherwise brought a tear to his eye was turning around to see an amputee. I don't mean to laugh. It's just like, oh my God, that's America. Oh, hubby needs new Mac. We were waiting to purchase with the tariffs. We pulled the plug last week. Oh, okay. I was gonna say otherwise go through Apple and get a refurbished one. They have to have the warranty on it, and it's most likely not going to break if you don't treat it badly. So I'm trying to teach myself to do refurbished other than meat. Oh, and people, Coach is really in this year. Purses. Where's my fuzzy? She's not here. Um, Coach is really in style this year. So if you have Coach brands that you want to sell, go sell them. Go to eBay, sell them. People want them. I'm going to go through my mess and see what I can sell for the real real. Just because I need to get my purse count down. It's ridiculous. So, no, I'm not going to say that, Papa Cat. That's what we say when we want, it hears us when we talk, right? And so the Bish pops up things on the kitchen one and on the bedroom one because the kitchen one's like a 9 inch and the bathroom or bedroom one's like a 15, and things pop up to what we're talking about. So I think we even got a woman's very happy piece of motorized stuff. And we were like, well, if we got that, then we were going around going lube, lube, lube and see what pops up. Nothing. I love buying refurbished. iPads are great refurbished. Ooh, I never thought about that. My iPad's gotten old. I mean, I've had it for 5 or 6 years. I never thought about getting one refurbished. See, Papa Cat's supposed to be taking his little one. He basically got the cast offs. So my little one is a cast off, and then the bigger one he has was from the friend of us who died of cancer. He never used it, so I kept it. Um, I have no clue what I was doing. Oh, he's supposed to get the little one fixed because it's got a crack. And I pay for Apple Care for that one. And he still hasn't taken it in. It's like, it's the one that you don't, it's not like you don't have a backup for it because otherwise we're PC people. So it's like, it's not like you don't have another iPad to fix, to watch. So, tariffs remind me of King Richard's horse, a horse my king. Yes. Well, there was something this morning that there was a rumor going around that he was going to put them on hold again, and the stock market went through the roof. And then somebody came out and said, no, that's not true. And then it crashed again. So I don't think you can do any other thing but prove exactly what is driving the market. And the thing is he doesn't understand. He wants people to beg, but all you really need to do is have, for some crazy reason, uh, the Senate and the Congress to go, F you, we're going to do it. You have no control here because that's what really happens. That's why three branches of government. He is not the tyrant, the whatever he wants to be, dictator he wants to be. They're just still stringing him along. Last time I heard, 13% of 2025 was been implemented. I haven't seen anything new about that. That was like a couple of weeks ago. So because they are doing it under our noses. But somebody came up with a new theory that I didn't remember because he did say this, that it happens to coincide with Easter, that he's gonna cause the whole thing to not explode, but he's gonna do the martial law on April 20th. I laughed like crazy at it and I teased my friend for it, but it's like it made me also remember that he said it was 3 months. So, um, yeah, April 20th, which happens to be Easter. That's bizarre. So, so I did laugh like crazy about it, but it could be happening. Who knows anymore? Um, But hopefully the oligarchs paid attention that they gained their, was it 10 billion back? I want to say it's 10 billion. They gained their 10 billion back and then lost it again within the space of an hour. Um, because Dee said, I have an iPad I need to get refurbished and give maybe to relative. The one I have now is just a few months old, just not sure where to take it or how much it should cost. Look up on the Apple website. They should be able to help you with what you want to do to it. Um, Yeah, my big thing is like wiping computers or laptops and taking them to, there's a place in Berkeley that refurbishes them for low cost for like kids for school. So it's like I've taken all of my laptops there. Um, the only one I haven't taken is the one that Papa Cat has, which is the 12-inch panorama, whatever it was. It was a fancy Surface. It caught fire, not mine. That's what it was known for, overheating and catching fire. I'm close to telling Papa Cat we're getting rid of it with e-waste, and but it was hard to let go because of sunk cost fallacy. I got a wonderful like adapter for it that you could plug things into it. The adapter cost $300. And it was just like, yeah, you can use it for a while. But he hasn't used it yet. And I gave it to him easily 6 months ago, if not a year. So it's like, I hate having that thing around as it is. It's never plugged in when it's not working or when it's not being used. So it's like, maybe we're done with it. I like that. So we have idiosyncratic knowledge and sunk cost fallacy. I know I'll be talking about the sunk cost fallacy like crazy tonight because, you know, at the door, I get to talk about anything I want. Oh, maybe I should. This is technically my last week there. Maybe I should run the live so you guys could at least hear what the world is like in a goth club. But I don't know. The music, no, I can't because the copyright of the music. Oh, Papa Cat, we need to get Gaga off of the Alameda protest. We got dinged for it. So Born This Way. Somebody was playing it from a one of those rolling I call them like wagons with the high sides. Uh Kid inside blowing bubbles, very LGBTQA plus. And it was blasting Born This Way off of a Bluetooth speaker. And I walked by them and said, I saw that tour because I did. So I got all of my friends into Gaga because I took a. Papa Cat didn't want to go, so I took someone I was hanging out with all the time who was major goth boy, but said, "Oh, it'd be interesting." He fell in love with her. Everybody else started liking her, so I'm the goth queen of Lala or Gaga. Somebody forgot to mention that clicks and clout are not transferable currency. See Tukaman? Tutankhamun. Also if I'm outside, the brain works slightly better when I've managed to get everything down where I'm not looking at more than two things at once. I don't pay attention to the phone once I get started. The television's turned off. All I have is a 13-inch Surface here, which is supposed to be, because it's a Surface Pro, it's supposed to be one that I can use all the way tilted. It's like an artist thingy. I wanted the bigger version. There was a 25-inch version of that, and I want to say we got it, but it never did it. So, okay, thanks. Yeah, no, this was 2010. It was our very first tour, and Papa Cat was like, and I was really big into like pop at the time because one of my best friends would tell me go look at the Billboard Top 40 and go play it, so I would stay sort of relevant. Um, he was boring that way, definitely, Adam. Um, so he was just thinking another pop group, and I had watched the videos. He hadn't watched the videos. The videos like hit my heart, of course. And I got the tickets. It's why I got one of my credit cards because it's like you got the credit card and you got in a day early. So got our tickets. Didn't, just like immediately just bam, I got the tickets. And I didn't even think about it. And I was like, I've got Gaga. And he's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, okay, I'll invite D. And so me and D went to Gaga, and he was just like, because he didn't even know who she was. And by the end of the concert, he was like, this is awesome. So that's the thing about living around here. I've been to so many concerts, so many. The Bowie's still my favorite because I was 5 times. Um, Yeah, it's the only thing that stops me now is the prices. They're ridiculous. Um, I think the most I ever paid for a ticket, or a friend has paid for a ticket, maybe $150 for Wings. And they were in the UC Berkeley Coliseum. So we got Live and Let Die. We got the shooting fireworks for that one. And that was 100,000 people. It was their very last tour. She was still alive. It was Wings. So, yeah, and I think he paid 150 of $50, $150, and that was crazy. Service charge was 25, so 175 a piece to go see them. It was worth it, but I would never pay $500 for Taylor Swift. Um, and I don't like going to concerts when I'm in the nosebleed seats because it's not as much fun for me. I like being in the middle. I don't have to be in the front row. I don't necessarily have to be on the ground, on the floor. I could be in the first one or two on, up from there. But I don't like being all the way in the back. That and people in the back are a little more likely to talk, to themselves. It's like I always think of the people in the back as they just want to say they went. So far from the shallows me. And if Dusty was here, he'd be able to tell all about it because he worked for BGP, which is Bill Graham Presents. We had a very famous promoter here that unfortunately died in a helicopter accident. And he was a great guy. So I think it was still BGP when he worked there because I think they named it after he died. But we have a Bill Graham auditorium. We have a lot of things that have to do with like music and Bill Graham. So I think even now Fillmore East is Bill Graham East or something. Um, and he was only in his 50s, so he didn't have enough time to screw up. So, but yeah, he worked for him in, I think, everything from like backstage to security. So he got to see all these things, but you'd be surprised. Even security has time to watch because, it's not constantly annoying. So it's like tonight. It's like everybody went crazy because they're like, "Don't you need a break?" I'm like, "No, they're not used to me. They haven't worked with me in ages. I never take a break." So, um, I think I'll try tonight. I used to take a break when I smoked, and then I stopped smoking and didn't need time for a break because somebody would sit next to me. So somebody sat next to me, it kept me occupied. Don't need a break. And I always try not to pee in a nightclub bathroom unless it's the very first thing I do at night because they get scary. So yeah, no, I got to go to tons of concerts. I did just stop going because it got really too expensive. So, I also had it like figured out. Now they're sending, we used to say they sent the homeless people or would, pay people to get in line when you got in line back in the old days. Well, now they have 50 million, throwaway accounts that they can just, at the time it goes on sale. And then I learned the sort of back way is checking to see tickets on the day of because something like um Peter Gabriel, no, not Peter Gabriel, the other one, Genesis. He was in Genesis, he left them. He did a tour that was called Telephone and he had a stage that came out. Well, they didn't know what the stage was going to be like, so the day of, they had it set up. So they sold those tickets where they didn't think they were going to have room. So I had literally front row of the stage part that stuck out, and he was on that part all the time. So that was one of those little things. Somebody, I think at BGP told me, they're like, go day of and see if they have a build out, they'll have they'll have seats and they'll have seats at a normal rate. So it won't be the VIP or the first row sort of thing. So that's how you can do that. So did have the way to figure it out if I really, really wanted to go, but I don't want to spend $400 or $500 and a 125 $30, service fee to go see someone that I could probably see on a big television now. It sucks, but nightclub bathrooms cause sneezing. Lost Atra. Well, I'm not going to go after somebody sneezes in the bathroom. Oh, you made my face turn red. This is going to get the supermodel's attention. I don't think she likes. I'm sorry. She just meowed. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. She's been sleeping all day today. That's what she does. We didn't get in trouble last week though, because they have their snack at noon at midnight, and we didn't get home till like 3:30, and we were expecting both of them to be like angry and waiting. It took us a minute to even find them. So, but in a weird way, we should be doing that anyway, so they don't wake Papa Cat up early on Tuesdays because he stays home on Tuesdays. Ooh, no, I remember this. I did this before. I put the fan right next to the microphone. He stays home on Tuesdays, so he basically can get up at 9 and literally walk into the office. So, and do the just change the shirt thing. Oh, okay, AKA. Yes, you have a meeting. Meetings are very important. We know that. I definitely know that considering how many Polycat is in data. If you ask me, data is what networking used to be 20 years ago. It's important. You always have to talk about it. So, wow, I've already done 52 minutes. Yep, one of those days where it just flies by. I might be, this is the thing, I may be a little freaked out going to the org tomorrow, so hell, I might even do it in the car. Um, Social anxiety, agoraphobia. I have just spent 2 days around probably about 500,000 people. They said there were probably 1,000 people in Alameda. That is amazing. You do not understand. Alameda was known as a very conservative town because we had the Navy base. Um, and to have 1,000 people show up, at least 950, 48 like RSVPs, but a lot of people brought people because they weren't on it. And I brought Papa Cat. I'm the one who signed up and gave an RSVP. So that way, the organizer was like, I would say probably 2,000, and other people were telling her more than that. So Alameda only has 75,000 people. You should check it out. When we get it, don't look at it now. Look at it later on today, Saturday, so it can be monetized because we have to cut out Gaga, which is in the middle. Because at one point I stopped and just like was looking at all the people protesting because even I'm like, okay, maybe two or 300. There are people leaving. And it was like, no, it just kept going forever. And it was so neat. So we walk down to the local mall in Alameda, cross the street, and walk back. And we even had Rib Guy and Rib Dog. Love Rib Dog. She's so cute. Walking with us for a while. So, because he met us up, he was like, oh my God, because he's from the same city we are. And so he met up with us and we walked a few blocks. And then it was just like, well, we're going to go back home now because I'm exhausted. And it was like, I would have loved to have been able to hang out, but I couldn't, my brain couldn't put two words together at that point. So we broke up and we went to our car and went home. We had a parking space right around the corner from the march or the rally that turned into a march. And Papa Cat was like, we just made it within 15 minutes because they're all regulated. Didn't even think about that. Should have went in the parking garage. But I'm sure Papa Cat was thinking and trying to get me. I swear to God, sometimes he's probably has to be a border collie because he's got to get me to like, go the way he wants me to go so I can get something done. I'm just gonna make him start barking. Oh, and just in case, it's one of my favorite shirts to wear because Papa Cat thinks that all the time. So, and it's not too big. I guess it was tight for me or I shrunk it somehow. So it's my Energizer Bunny shirt. I love wearing goofy things around him, and I knew I'd only be wearing my shirt for like 3 hours before I had to change where he'd see it. And then he said we had the vet, and I'm like, oh, where to the vet? So let's see. In the UK's second biggest city called Birmingham, training domestic waste personnel is proving problematic. Not to worry, though, they should be able to pick it up as they go along. And I read that nebulous. Ah, I hope so, Kay. She said you've been out of practice. You'll do fine tomorrow, like old shoes. I hope so. I want to put the brain on automatic pilot because that's what I do usually when I'm having issues, like I don't want to go out. So I've got gas. Papa Cat filled the tank. I could literally just go from getting dressed to getting in the car and going. So that's what I want to do. Um, Hi, Lori, coming in from watching the Scooter Report. Cricket is modding Scooter Report. Hi, Minnie. That's so funny. I've got to figure out if she has a schedule because I have a mod that does both of us. Oh, that is so funny. It's like I was gonna wait for Natalie to be over too, and then I was like, it's Monday, things are different. I will have to go without waiting for Natalie to be over because she's talking to the good father, and I'm learning things. And it was sort of like, yeah, I want to, but I should come on it too and learn how to just watch things over. Um, didn't even get to poke my head in and say hi. So, hi, Bridge. How are you? We're all doing Bob's, aren't we? Oh, it's not Bob anymore. Who is it? It's who comes in late now all the time? Because Bob's usually there within 5 minutes. Are they Lori's? Are you the one who's coming in late? There's somebody coming in late that I've changed to yesterday, day before yesterday, because I was talking about not day before yesterday, Friday, because I was talking about Bob coming in early now. So, because I used to tell people, "Hi, you're bobbing." Um, you're here, yeah, I know, and you brought room raid with you, mister. There's a word I have for you, and it starts in SL and finishes with a UT. But that's what we call her. I told him he shouldn't call her that anymore. Hi, CBF mods in chat. Yes, I have a schedule. If only I could get the date right. Yeah, because I'm always losing my cricket to you. I mean, when I'm home later, it would probably be easy. But the reason I went to three is because Natalie does things at two. So now if you're on at three, it's like maybe I'll do 3:30, but then I'll be 4:30. And since it's in the city, it's like I love, I do love me a good traffic backup, but not with a 22-year-old car because I'm not going to be able to afford another car for a while because, tariffs. And I'd rather um eat ghost peppers than ever consider a Tesla. So, and it's like, yeah, and I'm supposed to be like signing off in a minute. Always say better late than never. Yes. That's why I said Bob used to be my better late than never guy. And then he started showing up at the beginning. So I guess my adjustment was great for him because he'd show up around three and now he's showing up around three. Um, but there's somebody coming in late that's been lately, and I can't remember who it is. Even Nebulous used to come in later, and he's been here a lot lately. So it's like, I do Mondays at three, but as long as you don't mind, no, I don't mind sharing him. He should be shareable. Besides, he loves the drama. He's an old queen. Oh. So it's like, yeah, I'll be on this tomorrow. There might be a test tonight for 5 minutes. So KA had recommended it, and I'd seen this one everywhere when everybody starts putting their nose to the grindstone when it comes up to YouTube. Most of them have this. It's called Blue, and they come in different colors. So I saw KA's pink one and went, I want a pink one. And then I was like, should I get a pink one? What if I'm doing this for old Tifa? It's like, screw it. I'm keeping up the backdrop for old Tifa. I don't care anymore. It's like, this is about our generation anyway. So the ones who was it the boomers who are older know how to put up with us, and the millennials who are younger know how to, just humor us. So I can have everything up still. I was thinking of going to a new time travelers convention, Joel, is I can never arrive on time. Ah.
Oh, don't need brain. Where's my lobotomy? Ooh, I wonder. Nobody's thought of that one. If I could take notes for club tonight, I'd be like, do you know where to get a lobotomy hook? It's so goth. I could use that instead. She went back down. Sort of, well, no. They've been sleeping together lately, the orange one and the snowball. And they've put up, I think they snuggle when we're not paying attention. They put last couple of weeks, they've just been putting up with each other. And probably a couple of weeks ago, Birdie was still like, smack, I don't want to be around you. And she'd leave. And then she was turning her back on her and like, I don't want to deal with you. So she let the orange one hang out on her tummy for a while. She was actually using her as a pillow for a good 45 minutes. Because weirdly enough, the best things to fall asleep to are Tori and Xenu TV. I don't know why. I guess I figure if I listen to them long enough, it'll just go in my brain. So I listen to them as I go to sleep. So, and I have the remote just at the perfect height for my arm. So when I like to turn it off right before I fall asleep. So it's like I can hit that and then turn over. So it's like those two have been like snuggling. The Snowball actually got her off her tummy and turned onto the other side, and Abby leaned against her and had a paw on her when I fell asleep. So it's like, we're trying. And I always tease everywhere I go, there's cat talk today. Really? I'm getting a dog eventually. Puppy season. If Papa Cat can't convince the promoter to keep me on, because it's the reason I haven't gotten one during puppy season, is that I'm not leaving the puppy alone in the house for the first, month or two. Um, and which was really a pain in the butt because there was one puppy looked exactly like my dog that my dad got for my mom that wound up with me. So he was named Haggard after Merle. And there was a puppy that looked dead on him. And I was just like, and that was the same weekend the promoter asked Papa Cat to ask me to work for the next 6 weeks. Classic, right? I showed Cricket's biscuit video today. I have to look. For some reason, no, there's actually a few people who I'm not watching anymore and didn't realize it. You're not popping up. Pinche Becky's not popping up. Scooter Mom's not popping up. Who else? Jess isn't popping up. I have to start too many cop videos in my world. I have to start going back to because it's in my subscription list. If it doesn't, sometimes it'll be like 3 people on repeat. Sometimes it'll be like 12. So it's like I just have to remember to go to A through Z and remember what handle they're using. So I was gonna tell a time travel joke, but y'all didn't like it. Ow, brain hurt. Well, no, he's supposed to have the brain. He's at work. Cricket made a video about Biscuit when I first got him. Ah, okay. Wow, God, I forgot about Biscuit. Like when I see a full moon, it reminds me that I used to be a werewolf, but I'm all right now. Oh my God, I've been watching so many husky videos. I want a husky so bad. Just to have him howl and drive my frickin' neighbor nuts. He hates dogs and he doesn't like it when the bassets howl. So if we get a husky and get him to howl, and then the bassets go off, and then the other dogs go off, I'll be so happy. I actually like it. Used to do it to a neighbor when I was going to move into the other house and get her basset to start howling. And he would start the whole neighborhood. It was so cool. It made me so happy. I don't know why barking dogs make me happy. It's so weird. And I got a couple of, there's Linda's. I think because that's what we say when dogs, because all dogs like me. I think it's because I make eye contact with them and I don't like cower. So they always make eye contact with me. There was at least one corgi yesterday at the fair that was just doing the hi, there's can she pet me sort of thing. That's what we joke about because I usually never have a problem with puppies. So, and that's because I miss them. So hopefully this will be my last night, but if it's not, I'm not gonna say no because I don't know how to say no to my promoter. Yeah, I can call him mine. I've done everything for him for at least 22 years. 23. I told a time travel. I told a time travel joke in an hour, but now we'll avoid it. Have fun with that one. Woo! Me and Schrodinger are gonna hang out over there. Now I'm gonna go because it's 1:06 and I've got things to do. So I will see you guys all tomorrow, minus the test. Minus the test probably later on in the evening because I want it to work before I leave. I know I will. So, and that's why I also didn't have my club makeup on because I have to go to the vet. I've got a problem. Maybe that's why they're sleeping because then they get to stay awake. Ooh, maybe I just made it through her. She just sat up. Are you gonna come and show your fluffiness? Just when I thought I was leaving. Come on, Missy. I think all you're gonna see is tail though. Come on. Come on. What? See? See tail. I have a tail. And I teach all of my cats when they're babies to let me play with their tail. So, see? A little bit of cat head. He forgets. I think I don't bug her enough so she doesn't get out of her box and bug me early. Because I know she likes being here when I'm here. So, but yeah, the one quirk I have about cats is their tails. So all my cats have let me disturb their balance. When I found out that a cat tail was for balance, I felt so bad. So, okay, guys, I will see you tomorrow. You guys have a good night, and you're going to see me sort of sitting here because it takes more than 10 seconds. So, uh, like, I've only got 14 likes, but I have 12 people. So, working on that 100, watching me live. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the membership button, and then give the rest of the money for people who need it because Lord knows that our government's not doing it right now. Canada, spend it on something that will make you happy like chocolate. I will see you guys tomorrow.